the super middleweight champion of the world, undefeated in the Super 6 tournament and already into the semifinals. Please help me welcome Mr. Andre Ward. Andre, thank you so much. I have to ask this because it's been asked of me over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Are you at all surprised, even though you're a confident young man and you're a terrific athlete, that you've been able to dominate the first 2 opponents in the Super 6 as much as you have?
Well, I mean, my team and I, we always expect to dominate. That's the bar that we set the bar high for ourselves, and that's why we don't let what people say affect us in terms of what they want out of us, because I don't think anybody can set the bar higher than we do. That being said, you never know what the outcome is going to be. Anything can happen in this sport, but we do always expect to dominate and we do always expect to win. But I don't want to say I was surprised, but I mean, I'm happy with the way the last 2 performances have gone.
Now, you alluded to your trainer, and I want him to stand up and take a bow. He's really one of the best trainers in boxing, and he's guided your career brilliantly. Virgil Hunter, please take a bow for everybody. And you two do have a great game plan, and you are both students of the game, which really helps. How much of boxing is cerebral in your mind?
Well, every fighter's different, every coach is different, and every team is different. And Virgil and I, we got great chemistry. So, we definitely do our homework, and we definitely talk about matchups and what we need to do. But I'm a very instinctive fighter also. So Virg, he watches more film than me, and he does a lot more dissecting than I do. I do my part, but then at a certain point when I'm preparing for a fight, I just stop watching tape, and I leave room for my instincts to take over on fight night, because when I go into a fight with too much on my mind, or even a training session, I don't feel like I perform up to my capabilities. But when I go in there and I say, hey, I'm going to go in here and have fun and just be myself, I tend to do better.
Now, you, of course, are Olympic gold medalist. Tell us what that meant for you on an emotional level to win a gold medal, because in the last couple of decades, we haven't had that many Americans do it, which kind of heightened the experience, I would think.
Absolutely. Winning a world title was just unbelievable, but there's money involved. It's a more serious thing, but representing your country, especially at a time in 2004, like I was able to do, and knowing that you're in the history books with the likes of, Muhammad Ali and guys of that category, it's just an unbelievable feeling. It's a surreal feeling. I haven't allowed myself to enjoy it fully yet, but one day I want to look back and just realize that, wow, I am an Olympic gold medalist, and regardless of what happens in my professional career, that can never be taken from me.
Yeah, that's well put. Now, you're in this Super 6 tournament, which is a unique concept, and I think kudos should go to all the fighters that participated, because it's quite a journey. When you look ahead and you still have 3 more fights, if you would go to the final championship left, how do you look at this? Do you try and take it one step at a time, or do you think, wow, this is going to be a long, difficult journey?
You said it, just taking it one fight at a time. And when you're doing interviews and whatnot, sometimes, the reporters don't want to hear that. They think
those pesky reporters,
We need them, though. Yeah, that's true. But you have to do that. And I was fortunate to be an amateur for a decade before I turned professional, and I was constantly in a tournament setting, so that was always our mindset. We would go into a tournament, especially when I first started, and I wasn't seeded, so I would have one top guy after another, and we wouldn't worry about the semifinals or the final. We literally focus on the first fight, and then we say, look, we got 3 more to go. That was my mindset leading up to the Olympics, and also in the Olympics. You could possibly fight 5 times against the best in the world. You can't worry about the gold medal ceremony. You have to worry about the first fight. Same mentality going into this. I have 3 fights left, 2 down and 3 to go. So I'm just focused on the next one, and we'll be prepared to do what we have to do.
As you can see, Andre is very articulate and well-spoken. And I know you have started already to get involved in broadcasting. Just make me a little pledge. You're going to give me about 3 more years before you take my job away, right?
You're the godfather in this arena. So, you know what? I have a lot of respect for you, and you're doing your thing. I can't do anything with you.
Okay, it's the only thing you can't beat me at, or you can't. Now but you do want to get involved in broadcasting, and it's a natural extension, really, of what you've done.
I just have a passion for it. Obviously, I don't have the years under my belt, but I just have a passion for it. It's something that I've given my life to. I'm 26 now. I've been doing it since I've been 9 years old, and I just I've been a student of the game for years, and I just want to be at ringside, giving the fans at home, you know, a pure analysis of what's going on. And I just think I can contribute something to the sport. I have a lot of work to do, had a lot to learn, but I really enjoy it.
That's great. Before I let you go, a comment about this weekend, the 100th anniversary of Jack Johnson and Jim Jeffries. As a young fighter, as a young African-American fighter who looks back on that, what are your thoughts?
Well, one word comes to mind, and I think I mentioned this last night, is pioneer. And you have to look at Jack Johnson like a pioneer. We talk about, you know, fighters in the 60s, Muhammad Ali, and a lot of those guys, and we should. But you have to acknowledge Jack Johnson for what he went through, what he stood for, and what he overcame. And that's why I'm here with my family, is just to be a part of the festivities. I'm happy I got the invite, and it's just an unbelievable experience.
Well, we're thrilled you're here. Yeah. Thank you. Andre Ward, ladies and gentlemen.